Well, tonight's focus is really about the work of the Norton Children's Heart Institute, and for more than 40 years, it's been a leader in the region, providing comprehensive service to children who need heart care, children who come from all 120 counties in Kentucky and more than 35 in Indiana. But I think what people really need to understand is that every dollar raised here this evening will directly benefit the work of our Heart Institute and all the families like Annalise who travel to Norton Children's for life-saving care.
We're high school sweethearts. It's gonna be like 20 years in April that we've been together. We have 2 kids, Liam and Annalise. Liam is 8 and Annalise is 5.
So Annalise is very energetic and very independent, I would say, and very feisty. We call her our little fighter. Towards the end of the couple days where she was born, we were, of course, we're ready to get out of there. During the final checkups and everything, they're checking her heart and all that, and that's when the nurse had noticed that there was just a different heart rhythm. We kind of saw a look on her face that she knew it wasn't normal.
I'm thinking, she's born, she's alive, she's fine, but she wasn't.
Her diagnosis was long QT type 3.
That led to a phone call here. Dr. Johnsrud recommended they do a Holter, and that's a 24-hour monitor just to look at her heart rhythms and do a heart echo to make sure there wasn't anything structurally abnormal. And when that data came back, we found a number of abnormalities on her EKG.
That was very terrifying.
The news that they gave us when we were there was just life-changing, I want to say. She had to have emergency surgery to get cut open and to get a pacemaker in there, like right away. And that, I think, her walking into the operating room was like one of the hardest things I've ever had to do in my life. And just to see them wheeling your little baby away, it was something else.
But yeah, she was a tiny little thing when she went into surgery. She was 3 days old?
She was 3 days old when she had her open heart surgery to get the pacemaker put in. He seemed a little bit more optimistic the following day after the surgery, because she did really well. But I mean, everything after the surgery where she had the open heart, I want to say everything it felt normal.
She met all the milestones.
So it was 4th of July, 2021. She had a runny nose and things like that. She ended up having RSV and we didn't know about it. And it was causing her to get dehydrated. And it's worse for an individual like her who already has a heart condition. So Joanna takes Annalise up to go to bed, and I guess they fall asleep, and it wasn't maybe an hour or so. And I'm sitting on the couch watching a movie, and she yells out for me. She's like, "Hey, Oscar," she's like, "Come here, there's something wrong. I don't know what's going on."
She had went limp.
Her lips started turning blue, and her fingernails as well started turning blue. So I tell her, "Hey, call 911. I grab Annalise and I start performing CPR. As she's going across the street, I wanted her to be away because I knew that she was gonna need to be shocked, and I didn't want her to see that. And it does one shock, and then it says, continue CPR. So I continue the CPR, and that's when she comes back. She starts responding again. So I put her to her side because she starts puking again, and I'm getting the puke and everything out of her mouth. And then I kind of sit her up because she's, breathing and everything again. She's kind of gasping for air. And it wasn't, a few minutes after that, I think the ambulance and they came. We got down there pretty quick, and then they started taking care of her down there.
She was in the hospital for a few days. We added a new medication, so now she's on 2 medications to help suppress her heart's tendency to this arrhythmia. These parents, when we meet them, these children, when we meet them, they're in a storm, and we have to find a way to give them a lifeboat and hold their hand through that storm. We're all about, what do we need to do to allow a child to be a child? We're here so kids can do what they want to do.
I feel like things wouldn't have turned out the way they did had we not had Nortons.